What is up, guys? Today is Wednesday, which means hashtag Book Wednesday, the day of the week where I talk to you guys about books. And today's video, I'm actually talking about grammar and spelling and its importance in content writing. First of all, I want to say I'm probably the worst person to be talking about grammar and spelling. However, no one is immune to mistakes when it comes to grammar and spelling. We are human. And the reason behind making this video is because I spent most of today correcting grammar and spelling errors that I had in my own book reviews. Now, I knew that the grammar wasn't going to be great and I knew some of the spellings were going to be a bit iffy. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad and there was only a small few changes here and there in my reviews. And again, thankfully my reviews aren't massive long reviews, so it made the process a little easier. The joys of writing content means that you can proofread something 100 times and you'll still manage to miss some errors and they will escape you and you will say, that's perfect, that's fine, and you hit the publish button and it's up there, and next thing you know, someone's coming along and telling you that you've misspelled bear or game or box or something like that, and you're sitting there mortified because you said this content was great, your spelling was on point and your grammar was perfectly fine, but you just missed one or two things, and this happens, so that's pretty much normal. I know it can be annoying to read content that's full of grammatical and spelling errors. I personally have been guilty of this, mainly on my personal social media, and I've had friends, my lovely grammar Nazi friends, pull and ridicule me for this. And it does make you kind of look back at what you've written and how you say something grammar wise and with your spelling. So it kind of is a blessing in disguise if you have a couple of grammar Nazi friends, because they're great proofreaders. One thing I've learned from writing book reviews and writing content for online is to never let your audience guess exactly what you're trying to say. Make sure your writing is clear and precise, that your grammar is correct and your spellings are correct, because it's very important. In saying that, too many errors in an article or online in a blog can make your content very difficult to read. However, thankfully, some errors that you may have missed in the proofread, or someone is proofreading your content for you, may have missed these as well, and it's common that some mistakes will get through and some readers won't even cop that there is a mistake here and there. I've read books by authors where I've copped spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes myself. Another thing I have learned over the years, and many years, is never to rely on spell check. Spell check is probably really good when it comes to certain spellings and to certain amounts of grammar, but it's not 100% definite going to correct everything. There are certain things that it will pick up and there's a lot of things it won't pick up, and these are generally down to similar sounding words, and I found spell check doesn't pick those up. Spell check doesn't always pick up your grammar mistakes either, and sometimes will change stuff for you that you don't want to be changed. So yeah, don't rely on spell check. Also, try avoid using abbreviations as much as possible. Never use slang words. If you use slang words in your content that you're making public and you're trying to be professional, if you use slang words, it makes you sound less professional for each slang word you use. So definitely do not use slang words. I highly advise you never do slang words. Another thing is content that's relatively free of grammar and spelling errors makes it look like you care about your work and that you want to be professional about your work. If your work is full of grammar and spelling errors, it can give off that vibe that you're careless and you don't really care about your work. So that's something to keep in mind when you're writing big posts like blog posts and review posts, and if you're writing for content for websites and for social media, that if you have grammar and spelling errors all over the place, it makes you sound less professional and it makes you sound like you don't care and you're very careless. As whereas if you have good grammar and spelling, it makes you look like you care for your work and that you're trying to be a leader in what you're doing and that you're professional about your actual postings. Last thing I'm going to say in this video, if you are very worried about your grammar and your spelling, there is no shame in going off and asking someone to proofread your work, or even going and finding someone to pay to proofread your work, because these people will spot errors that you may have not realized or noticed that they're there, whether it's spelling or grammar. And in some cases this can be quite good. It gives a fresh eye to your material and it gives you that little bit more confidence when it comes to posting. So there's absolutely no shame in asking someone to proofread your work. Definitely not. And the last point to that one I'm going to say, if authors can hire editors to proofread their work, content writers can hire proofreaders to proofread their work. Anyway everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a good old like. If you have not subscribed, you can click over here to subscribe. And if you want to watch my previous 2 videos, you can click them down below. Peace!